My name is Markus Guhe. I'm a Shakuhachi player and I hold a Shihan from the Kokusai Shakuhachi Ken Shukan. Shihan roughly translates as master. It means that I'm authorized to continue the tradition of my Shakuhachi lineage by teaching and by performing. I'm also a member of the Mugenkyo taiko drummers. Taiko are the big Japanese drums that I'm sure you've seen before at the Fringe. And Mugenkyo actually is the longest established taiko group in the whole of Europe, and it is the only touring taiko group in Europe as well. I also play a whole host of other instruments, but only very badly, so I won't go into those. Actually, this is the 5th time I'm involved in the Fringe, in various shows, in various roles. But it's only the 2nd time that I'm doing the Shakuhachi experience. Usually I'm doing taiko shows there. And it's actually the 1st time that I'm at the Arthur Conan Doyle Centre, this lovely building in Edinburgh. I do live in Edinburgh, and I've been to the Fringe many times, of course, and I'm very well aware of the congestion in the city centre that comes with the Fringe. So I think I know what to expect. A lot of work, a lot of stress, but a lot of fun. The shakuhachi is the quintessential sound of Japan. Watch any video clip on Japan and you hear the shakuhachi. But it's not well known in the West, even though it slowly gains popularity. The show focuses on a cross-section of the shakuhachi repertoire, from very traditional pieces, the core shakuhachi literature, to very modern pieces. But just me standing there for 60 minutes doesn't really make a great Fringe show, so I tell stories about the shakuhachi, about its long and checkered history in Japan, and I'll also illustrate how the instrument works. In addition to that, I recruited 2 members of the Mugenkyo taiko drummers who will be playing with me in the show as well, and there will be some electronics, live looping, and so I hope it's a good mixture for the program. The Western ideal of a flute tone is for it to be very clear, almost pure. Compared to that, the tone of the shakuhachi is very rough. After all, it's a bamboo flute and the natural material adds a lot of color to the sound. It has slightly different construction. It only has a big opening at the top, and the player has to mold and direct the airstream into the flute in a certain way in order to produce a tone. This is quite tricky at first, and it's the reason that shakuhachi usually is counted as quite a tricky instrument to learn. But once you get past this point, it allows you to produce a very wide variety of sounds and tone colors, and this is just not possible with other types of flutes. I wouldn't say I mastered it. I personally think you don't ever master this instrument. It's more like a constant dialogue. So in my daily practice, my shakuhachi asks me, "Why are you so tense today? Relax to get a better tone." Taking the question more literally, I got my master's license after 4 years of study, which is quite quick, but I really understood this more as an obligation to live up to this title. See, traditional Japanese society is very hierarchical, and Shihan, so a master's license, assigns you a certain place in this hierarchy. To get a Shihan, actually you have to do certain things, you have to learn particular pieces, you have to pay quite a hefty fee to the organization, and all this really emphasizes the tradition where the instrument comes from and to preserve this tradition. But Yokoyama sensei, who's the founder of my lineage, a great, fantastic, once-in-a-generation shakuhachi player, he made great strides in modernizing the instrument and making it relevant for the next generation. Basically, he said that having just a piece of paper doesn't make you a good musician. And I worked in academia for a long time, and so this rings true with me very much. I like this attitude a lot. Having a PhD doesn't necessarily make you a good scientist. But Yokoyama sensei also appreciated and respected the tradition, all these incredible shakuhachi players who created the fantastic repertoire that we have today of classical honkyoku pieces. So even though this piece of paper doesn't make me a good musician, I try my best to live up to the title, just out of respect to all the people who came before me. As I said earlier, the shakuhachi is not widely known in the West. My mission, if you like, is to make this beautiful instrument and the incredible music that you can play on it more widely known in the West. Yokoyama sensei said that honkyoku, so this is the traditional core repertoire of shakuhachi music, is about life and death. So this is really serious music, and I just feel people have to know about this. Also, the shakuhachi came to Japan in the 8th century, so it has been around for a very long time. And it has a really interesting history. For example, in a certain period, only a certain sect of Zen monks were allowed to play the shakuhachi in all of Japan. In return, apparently, they agreed to spy for the government, so they must have been quite shifty characters. And even to this day, Japanese people picture these Zen monks when they think about shakuhachi. And I just think this is a very nice story, very fitting for the Fringe. Fun, serious music, relaxation. Oh, that's 4 words. Sorry.